I'm sitting here and I'm trying not to get overly excited or cocky about the fact that the Ravens are basically like the end of the year Astros at this point. The Ravens don't have any. They don't have any actual.
Yeah.
The Ravens don't have any Major League Football players on their roster. They've had to call up a bunch of dudes from Corpus Christi and Sugar Land. That's where the Ravens are right now.
Well, and I think that is baked into a line on this game, which I find a little surprising. Lamar Jackson injured his hamstring on Sunday. And knowing full well that they've got a bunch of injuries along every level of the defense. I mean, they've got Nnamdi Madubuike out for the year on the defensive line. Roquan Smith is dealing with a hamstring injury. He's their defensive captain and leader at linebacker. And both of their starting corners are dealing with injuries right now. I still thought the Ravens would be a small favorite in this game just based on history. Yeah. It's in Baltimore. They're the Ravens. That feels like a pretty resourceful team in terms of finding solutions for things. The Texans are favored in this football game on Sunday by a point and a half. They're a 1.5 point favorite.
On paper, they should be. The Ravens' defense has been one of the worst defenses in the league. The Texans' offense has been one of the worst offenses in the league. But you go over to the other two platoons, and the Ravens are likely going to be starting Cooper Rush. 9-5 as an NFL starter, but okay. Cooper Rush and not Lamar Jackson going up against the number one scoring defense in the league. This feels a lot like, in a lot of respects, it's like the Titans game was last year. You look at the units, and the only of the four main units, the offenses and the defenses of both teams, the only one that you can feel really good about is the Texans' defense. Mm-hmm. And because even the Ravens' offense, this is where it's hard to. This is where you have to leave the paper behind. The Ravens they still are, I think, the third scoring offense in the NFL. And Lamar Jackson was still the highest QBR in the NFL, or still is right now. And yet there was something that despite the fact that they'd scored a boatload of points in their first three games, they just weren't firing on all cylinders the way you really expect out of a Ravens offense. And it's almost, if I had to make an analogy, it's kind of like if you give a guy who's a really good marksman an M16 and tell him to hit a target, he's going to be able to hit the target as long as he just presses just holds the trigger down and sprays bullets all over the place. But he can still be off his game a little bit. Like Lamar Jackson is an M16. Yeah. And you're going to hit the target, but you can be more precise. And he just hasn't looked like the sniper rifle version of Lamar Jackson. Both, like, when you tie everything in together, all with the running and the passing, and he's taken sacks against the blitz that he typically wouldn't normally take. The Chiefs in that game did some things to flummox him before he got injured. So I get what they're talking about. And now if you've got no Lamar Jackson, I don't think Cooper Rush is the guy that comes in and all of a sudden makes the offensive line play better than they have. Because the Ravens' offensive line has not been playing as well as they did last year. No. I mean, this is a major development for the Texans. Before we dig into this a little further, here was John Harbaugh earlier this week in his media availability. This audio, Seth, got some Texan fans that I saw upset, who I think are reading into some of the things that Harbaugh is saying a little deeply here. I'll let you take a listen, and you tell Texan fans to feel disrespected over what John Harbaugh says right here.
The Texans game on Sunday, be at home, and we're going to look at all the things we need to do to be the best we can be in that game. And there's a lot of factors, a lot of things we're dealing with, for sure, like a lot of teams are, I'm sure. But that'll be our opportunity to get going and get our momentum going a little bit. And that's a really good team. I've just been watching them on tape. The Texans defense is playing at a high level, very aggressive, very fast, very well coached. A lot of good players, a lot of good pass rushers, good coverage guys, playing good football. Then offensively, obviously, a young quarterback, working to find their way in a little bit, running the ball, good backs, trying to play complementary football with their defense. So that's what we're looking at right now.
Okay, wait a second. All right, because I'd listened to that before.
Yep.
I guess the disrespectful part that people are perceiving, I'm guessing the young quarterback part?
Play it. It's pretty early in it, so we can replay this, Ben, and I will stop you after the part that is construed as disrespect.
Let me guess one more time.
Okay, yeah.
Just the part where he says that I've been watching film on them.
No.
I don't know, like as if like, I'll take a look at these kids. Okay.
We'll play one more time. It's pretty early on. Here we go.
The Texans game on Sunday, be at home, and we're going to look at all the things we need to do to be the best we can be in that game. And there's a lot of factors, a lot of things we're dealing with, for sure. Like a lot of teams are, I'm sure. But that'll be our opportunity to get going a little bit. It's a really good team. I've just been watching them on
right there.
Oh, that'll be our opportunity to get going.
There were people saying that John Harbaugh is viewing this as a get-right game.
Oh, that's our opportunity. That's our slump
buster.
buster.
Do you guys think John Harbaugh is that stupid? They have the best defense in football right now. Opportunity to get some momentum going is just something a coach is trying to say to get his team.
That's our
get their daubers back up.
Man, I'm not hypersensitive enough as like I used to be. I know.
The best part about that, if you're watching on the YouTube, was you re-listening to it. And you had this thing going on where you're looking around like a dog who couldn't find where the tennis ball was.
I'm looking for the threat.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out what's going on here.
Where's the tennis ball? Where did he throw that tennis ball?
Well, the thing about Harbaugh is that where he's taken heat for up in Baltimore is I guess he's been just throwing Todd Monken under the bus every chance he gets, the offensive coordinator for the Ravens.
They're third in scoring right now.
I know. They're going up against.
D'Amico couldn't be nicer to Nick Caley, and he's last in scoring.
That's where I think, and then at the same time, he's been really, really gentle with the defense. And I think this is a classic the old Bear Bryant, when everybody else wants to hug him, kick him. When everybody else wants to kick him, you give him a hug. But I think the offense can kind of handle, or at least with Lamar Jackson available, they have been the good one. I think the defense, he realizes, oh crap, we got a boatload of trouble. We're out something with these guys.
He's doing a reverse D'Amico is what he's doing. You know how Texan fans will say, why is D'Amico being so nice to the offense when they're not very good? And he blames the defense sometimes. So you're saying Harbaugh's doing the same thing, but it's the offense he's doing that with.
I can tell people were kind of sensitive because I just I posted a picture from that awesome game in 2005 when Ryan Fitzpatrick entered.
It's just a picture of Fitzpatrick's face
when we had a 14-0 lead, and Ryan Fitzpatrick ended up as a rookie who had never played in the NFL before, led a really impressive comeback versus the Texans. And I just said something like, I remember a time the Texans caught a break with a backup quarterback.
You were there.
And, man, people were so quick to point out, excuse me, Ryan Fitzpatrick ended up being a good quarterback, whereas Cooper Rush is not. Everybody settle the hell down.
Wow.
Trying to have a little fun here on a Tuesday.
That's it, man. Yeah.
I was just, that's all. We don't have to turn this into a federal case.
I saw that. It was on Twitter. If you've come to Twitter for fun, you've come to the wrong place.
I could have brought up Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
I could have brought up the Matt Hasselbeck deathbed game where, remember, he basically had to play a game in diapers because he had extreme stomach distress.
Blaine Gabbert in week 2 of 2018. Remember, Mariota was hurt, and it's Vrabel's a new head coach, and the Titans are trash, and then the Texans go in there and they walk out 0-2. Yeah.
Derrick Henry was in that game.
He was. Yeah, he was in that game.
Well, didn't he took a couple Wildcat snaps in that game? Did he?
Probably did.
I want to say after that punt,
fake punt.
The fake punt.
Yeah.
I want to say that same series.
Henry did do some Wildcat in that game.
In the Wildcat.
No, you're right. He did line. Yeah, he lined up. In the Wildcat
so you got to keep your head on a swivel, my friends.
Yeah.
And I think I don't read anything into what Harbaugh was saying there, other than that. Any game is an opportunity. You gotta get it going. You're 1-3, and the Ravens 1-3 is different than the Texans 1-3.
Yeah.
The same way the Texans 0-3 was different than the Titans 0-3.
Correct.
The Ravens are in a rough spot right now, whereas the Texans, you've got a little bit of a glimmer of hope, and you're facing after starting off 0-3, it was still a kick in the junk. that you started off 0-3. Nobody expected that.
Yep.
But at least you showed that you can produce versus a bad defense. The Ravens are just dealing with so many injuries right now.
It is undeniably a massive break for the Texans that has essentially made this game a coin flip. You know what I mean? It's not a massive break that's handed you the game. It's a massive break that has turned this into an opportunity that will probably not look like the last 3 times you played the Ravens, where they've outscored you by a combined total of 69 points.
Right, and just to say whatever you want about Cooper Rush, it's a backup quarterback in the NFL, and backup quarterbacks beat really, really genuinely good football teams all the time in the NFL.
Yep.
So there's not a single part of me that thinks like, oh yeah, well, Cooper Rush, he's trash. Yeah, I don't think Cooper Rush is going to have a good game. Have you watched the Texans offense?
Right.
Like, is that the greatest show on turf right now? No.
This game 17-14. There's no question about that. So head on a swivel is a good way to